Well, good morning, everyone, and it is literally morning. Here's your favorite raw vegan coming at you, letting you know how it's going. Today, I basically want to talk about healing, but first, my daughter, she's a film expert and a photographic expert. After watching so many of my videos and seeing how crooked they are and how wavy that they can be, has given me a new toy. So, this is my new toy. Give me just a bit of adjustment period here. And let me see if I can fasten this on and try to get to you. Oh, there we go. Hey, hands-free. I think I tried this before with a tripod and it wasn't working so good. Tripod kept falling over. Okay, yeah, I like it. Nice new toy. I want to talk to you today pretty much about the healing of this raw vegan thing, phase, lifestyle. I knew about a year ago that this was a good way to go. I had been about 50% raw most of the year last year. But this year especially, I mean, now that I've gone into it, I've delved into it 100%. I mean, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things as far as my health is concerned. First off, the clearing up of my skin, which is great. It's fantastic. I don't know if anybody can see the difference. We're talking about YouTube, small screen, probably not the highest resolution in the world, but oh my gosh, what it's done. I find myself going through good skin and bad skin days. Today, I'd say, is kind of a medium bad skin day. You can see these things under my eyes. They don't appear some days and they reappear other days. Maybe it's stuff working out of my skin. Also, I've got zits that I honestly did not know were even under my skin that are actually coming out. It's just really strange that way. But the worst skin day that I have right now is better than one of my better skin days when I first started going raw vegan, like a little less than a month ago. Pretty much when August comes along, this will make 1 month. Another thing that I've been noticing is I have been having certain days that I'll just go into coughing attacks and just coughing up garbage. But I've noticed every time that I go into this, I will breathe easier afterwards. I used to go to sleep at night and I could hear a rattle actually in the back of my throat as I breathed. And this was pretty much a constant thing. So I don't hear that anymore. Something is like actually coming up and out of my lungs, which is a good thing. I mean, when is that ever a bad thing? And I notice my breathing has gotten quite a bit better. To get home, I have to go up a 2-story staircase of about 15 steps each, and I used to just hang on. This was even before I ever had a heart attack. I used to just hang onto the banisters and pull myself up. It was a slow process. And if I was carrying something, it made it an even slower process where I'd stop 3 to 4 times actually on the staircase. There was a moment before I even became vegan that to get myself up that staircase, pretty much I had to do like one leg at a time. I'd have to take my right leg, hit one step, and then take my left leg, hit that same step, and then my right leg again and hit one step, left leg again and hit another step. That kind of shows slow progress. The whole time that I was vegan eating, or just plain high-carb vegan eating, it did get better. Or it got to the point where I could take my right leg, go up a step, left leg, go up another step, right leg. But I was still hanging on to the banister. Now sometimes I don't even need to do that. Once in a while I still do, but yeah, There's been definite progress there, and just within a month too, I've noticed the difference. When I carry something up those steps, yes, I still have to hang on. I find much more ease in getting up the steps. Physical stamina wise, I'm still trying to adjust to whatever this weakness in my spine was or is, and it's still hitting me. I have all this energy, but I still have this weakness that I'm trying to get over. That has subsided a little bit. Last week I talked about it being detox. This week I'm going to say that maybe it's a combination of several things, and probably also just trying to get used to this raw vegan eating. Again, I want to mention that no, I haven't cut out anything. About the only thing that I have cut out of my diet is wheat. That's about it, because I no longer am eating bread, and I don't know if there's a raw way to eat wheat or not. There's so much conflicting information out there. It's working for me, so I'm staying away from it. I definitely am getting all the carbs that I ever did, and fruit and everything. But before we go any further, maybe my lunches have advanced a little bit. Basically, just to show you my lunches and breakfast and what I'm taking to work is an orange. I actually had 2, but I ate one while I was waiting for my phone to charge. Cherries, so this can be a snack. Last night I made a salad with tomatillo salsa, and I just brought the rest of that. These are kind of special. I had a cauliflower and I did a wet chop of it in the blender, and kind of turned a little mushy, I guess you could say. So I drained the water out, and I said, these look a lot like grits. So right now I'm experimenting for the flavor of cheesy grits. So what I did was I put a little cashew cream in it to get a cheesy flavor, a little nutritional yeast, a little vinegar, and we'll see how it turns out. I'll let you know next week. It'll remind me if I forget to tell you. But anyway, it's a nice base. Of course, it doesn't have that cheesy look or that melted plastic thing going on it like cheese. But I expect the taste to be fairly decent. So anyway, when you wet chop something, you have all this liquid. So all that liquid I had with the cauliflower goodness in it, the cauliflower nutrients and everything like that, I had some leftover kale. So I made a kale soup. And anyway, what do I have in it? Like kale, and then I made kind of a raw mirepoix out of carrots, onions, and celery. So I've got that in it. And then I had some leftover sprouts, so I put leftover sprouts in there too. It tastes pretty good. I mean, I had it the first day. This is like a 1-day leftover, and I just put it in a jar like this, and I'm just gonna leave it in my car. Maybe by lunchtime it'll be warm. It's not going to be too hot today, so I don't have to worry really about any food spoiling. The one thing, being that this is all experimental at this point, is it's slightly bitter. I think what I'm going to do is actually try to put some semblance of fruit in it, so it would be like a little more bittersweet. I mean, it's picking up the bitterness of the cauliflower, the bitterness of the kale, and also the bitterness of the sprouts that I have. So I think that might be a good option. We'll give it a try. But anyway, this is my soup, smoothie soup. Love it. That's what I have for lunch today. And I'm taking some of this in. The orange I'm going to eat very shortly after I get done filming this. One thing I have learned, because this food digests so rapidly, you do kind of have to have things to munch on. And anyway, yeah, there are certain times before lunch that I'll just have to munch on something. So, it might be the cherries. I'm still continuing the fruit in the morning thing, and that really seems to be working for me. It gives me that boost of energy that I need in the morning, and it's great. Way to continue on with the benefits of the health. Well, this morning, I woke up and I was okay, but I was walking around my house doing little tasks and things like that, and I noticed every time that I would bend over, I would get dizzy. And it was like, no, this can't be part of the detox. It doesn't even feel like whatever's going on with that. So what I did, I just kind of had a hunch, and I took my blood pressure. Now, given I am on blood pressure meds, actually, and heart meds, so I've got 2 meds actually in my field house that decrease my blood pressure. I did happen to take it one time at maybe a week after I turned raw vegan, and it was fairly high, but not concernably high, because my blood pressure had always been high, or has always been high. But I took it this morning, and it was like 117 over 72. I said, okay, that's good. Maybe this is going to get better finally. I am off several meds already, but still do have to take 2. I don't know whether to go see the doctor, as it's 117 over 70. They're going to tell me that's good and that's great. But stay on the medications because you obviously need them. Or should I just discontinue them if my blood pressure gets too low? You know, I honestly, right now, I'm in a conundrum as to what to do. I can always go to the doctor and say, hey, look, this is happening, which probably I'll end up doing. What if they don't want to take me off of them at all? I guess it depends on how far in bed with Pfizer that my doctors happen to be. These are the questions that I guess I'll have to figure out, but I'm thinking of actually monitoring it because I don't want to go too low. I guess I'll work that out, and what's going to become of it is what's going to become of it. This is another thing that is kind of concerning me now, the weight loss. Since almost a month ago, I've gone down about 15 pounds. Okay, so as somebody who has had a heart attack, you're not supposed to actually lose more than 1 pound. I think it's like 1 pound a month or something like that, because it's too much of a drastic change for your body. But right now, I have to trust my body to say that it's maybe saying to me, you don't need this extra weight. So we're going to get rid of it. I hope I can trust that. It's a valid thing. I mean, you know, most people want weight loss and, you know, all this other stuff. Me, I just want to take the cautious road. So right now, here I am, just trusting the powers that be, trusting nature to do what nature is going to do, because this is natural eating. I've got to mention again that no, I'm not calorie restricting. I have found that my appetite has gone down. I don't know if it's going to stay down or anything else, but my appetite has gone down. Maybe it is that I don't need as many nutrients as when I first started this a couple weeks ago. I'm not intaking as much food as I was at that time, but I'm walking away from the table very satisfied and very happy. It's odd, but it is what it is. No calorie restriction. That I will not allow myself. The weight is coming off fast enough, and probably faster than I would want it to. So, that being said, there is another thing too. I find myself getting 3 and 4 hours sleep a night. All this transition period and everything, I'm not getting the sleep. That could relate to some of the tiredness that I was having, but I didn't even think of noticing that. And then one day I happened to check my Fitbit, the app that I have on my phone, and, you know, I was getting 3 and 4 hours of sleep. Last night, I actually did get some sleep. Yesterday and last night, I guess it kind of caught up with me, and about noon I laid down and didn't get up until about 6 o'clock, and then I stayed up probably until about 10. and then went back to bed and didn't get up until about 3:45 this morning. Anyway, I guess I got my sleep. I got up a little earlier than I really wanted to because I don't want the day to drag at the end of the day. Otherwise, things are going well. You see what I'm eating. I'm starting to develop the recipes. Before, I was just taking one vegetable and grinding it up in a blender or cutting it or something. But anyway, yeah, the recipes are developing again with my cultured eating thing. 2 more months to go on this, and we'll see what happens in those 2 months. The progression continues. I'll give you updates on what's going on. We'll see what I progress into. Hopefully I won't turn into a monster or any more of a monster than I already am. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.